Hello and welcome to Kelly Gilmore Yoga. This is a short Vinyasa sequence designed to just get you into your body when you're short on time. So please come right into standing. I'm just going to rock back and forth on our feet just to feel our feet underneath us. Start to get nice and grounded to the earth. This is a great way to bring strength into the ankle joints, to start to open up into the toe joints. And then drop the heels down. Just find yourself putting the weight into all four corners of your feet. And as you ground down, start to feel the muscles of the legs all the way up into the pelvis. Feel the spine nice and long. Feel length through the back of the neck, all the way up through the back of the skull. And taking this time to drop into your breath, just feel a nice rhythm. As you inhale, float the arms up. Exhaling, coming on down into a forward fold. Let your head release, feel your jaw soften. Bending the knees, pull the chest forward. Exhaling, folding back in. Again, bending knees, stretch the spine. Fold back in. Feel free to keep the knees bent the whole time if you need to in these transitions. I'm going to root through the feet. Inhale. Really reach high to the sky. Let the head drop back a little bit. Exhaling, pull the hands to the chest. Again, inhaling. Really reach. As you exhale, bowing down. And repeating that again, inhaling, stretch the spine, and fold back in. You may find that you need to move a little slower than I am, so please find your own pace, your own rhythm. Inhaling, exhaling, and pushing down through the feet again. Reach as you root, looking up, the head drops back slightly, hands come to heart. Let's repeat that. We'll do this one more time. Inhale up. Exhale and bow down. Bending the knees. And this time we're going to step the left leg back, right leg back, and bring it back into downward facing dog. And take a little bit of time here to really establish a nice foundation. Feeling the hands spread out and push down into the earth. Pedal the feet out a little bit. Stretching into the calves, the backs of the knees, all the way up through the hamstrings and into the hips. Come on down to the knees. Pull the hips back towards the heels. Take a couple of breaths in child's pose. Keep it pretty active here. And then pulling the hips back up, and then walk the hands over to the right. You can always put a blanket under your knees if you're not comfortable with your knees on a harder surface. This is just a really nice way to get a side stretch, that lateral flexion of the spine. Coming back up to center as we exhale, we're going to walk over to the left. Right hand can rest on top of the left hand. And energetically pull the right hip back a little bit more so you feel a nice side stretch here, all the way to the upper right arm. Possibly even down into the elbow. And the inhalation will pull us back up. Good. Lifting the hips back up. Extend the right leg back behind you. Try to keep the kneecap pointing straight down. Flex through the heel a little bit. And extend the left arm forward. Coming into tiger pose or pointer pose. Draw the navel in so you don't feel as though you're dumping into your low back. Taking it to the second side. I'm going to reach the left leg back as the right arm reaches forward. Staying nice and steady with the rhythm of your breath. And the next exhale. We'll release the right hand and the left knee. Coming into some nice hip circles here. Start on your right or left side, but make sure you go into both directions. This is a nice way that we start to really lubricate the hip joints, really inviting that synovial fluid into the joint. So the hips are in really high demand when we start to come into any kind of vinyasa style practice. Lift back up into downward facing dog. Forward into the high plank and drop the knees down. And we'll come all the way down. Drop the thighs. You can come into a cobra version if you like, or come right up into upward facing dog. And the hips pull back into downward facing dog. Full round of breath here. Walking your way gracefully to the top of the mat. Stretching the spine, folding back down, root through the feet, inhale, really reach, arcing back a little, hands come to heart. Full round of breath. Next inhale, arms reach up overhead. Draw the navel in as you find your way into a forward fold. Lengthen the spine. And step the right leg back. Finding your way into Virabhadrasana 1. The left knee is either right over the ankle or just slightly behind. Just making sure that your knee's not coming over your ankle. Hands come back behind you as you exhale. Just finding this fluid motion here. Inhaling, staying rooted through the feet as you bring your chest forward and the arms reach back behind you. Inhale again, reach up to sky. Exhaling, reach arms back, and if you can, get an interlace of the fingers or grab a strap or anything that you have so that the arms can extend back behind you as you drop your head towards the inseam of your left foot. Let the knuckles and the in-breath pull you back up. Release the arms all the way up to the sky. And we're going to come into eagle arms here. So you'll bring your right elbow over your left elbow. There's many different variations you can take here if your palms don't come together. And arcing back just a little bit, lifting the elbows, really getting that upper back and shoulder stretch. Reach the arms to the sky. Hands come back down to the left foot. Drop the back knee down. Come into a spinal twist. So the right hand roots down as the left arm reaches to the sky. Stepping the right foot just a little bit more forward so you really feel both heels nice and grounded here. We're going to fold over the left leg. So you may need blocks here. You could also bend your left knee. Very important to keep the heels rooting down here. You're energetically pulling your left hip crease back as you allow your right hip to come forward a little bit more. So try not to round too much in your spine. And step the right foot forward. And repeating that same sequence on the second side. So finding your way coming up into Warrior 1. Use the full inhale to bring you up, and just feel how your exhale can really settle you into the pose here. And finding that fluid motion, exhaling to come forward, inhaling, exhale, reaching up, looking up. Fingers interlace, and try to let the other finger weave in front or on top. One that feels just slightly awkward. And every time you inhale, creating more length through the spine, and every exhale, just notice the invitation you get to go just a little bit further. Always remembering your edge and honoring your edge. Let the knuckles and the in-breath bring you back up. And come into the eagle arms here, so the left elbow is going to cross over the right. Just do what you can. Release the arms, reach them back up. Coming back down, the hands are going to frame the foot, and then we're going to drop back down to the knee and find the spinal twist here. So left hand down, right arm reaches up to sky. Hand down, stepping the back foot in, making sure the heel comes all the way down. You can use the blocks or bring fingertips or palms flat to the floor. Just maintaining as much length through the spine as you find your way folding over your right leg. Notice the quality of the breath. Stepping the left foot forward to meet the right. Find that length in the spine. Fold back in. Bending the knees gently as you reach to the sky. And hands come back to heart. Take a full round of breath. Just feeling asanas that you've just done, letting them integrate in. Reach the arms up, fold in, and stretch the spine, look forward, and stepping the right leg back. Go ahead and drop the knee down. You can always put a blanket under the right knee. Reach arms for sky, Anjaneyasana. Powerfully lift the back knee, coming up into high lunge or crescent pose. Hands come back down, framing into the foot. However creatively you like to switch sides, you can jump switch or simply step your right foot forward and your left leg back. Powerfully lift off the back knee. Both hands come back down, frame to the right foot. Step the right foot back, coming into plank pose. Drop down to the knees, or you can stay in plank pose. Pull the hips forward towards your wrist. Draw your upper arms back and pull the hips back. Downward facing dog. Remember that child's pose is always available for you. So anytime you feel you need to come to the knees, please do so. Find length in your arms, your spine. Come on down to the knees and let's take that child's pose. Keep it active, keep your arms reaching. If your forehead doesn't come to the earth easily, then please place a blanket or a block there. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Find our way onto a seat. So using a blanket, if that makes you more comfortable underneath your hips, can be a good idea. Come into a spinal twist here. So you're going to cross your right foot over your straight left leg. And place the hands at the heart. So as you turn and twist to the right, you really stay honest about using the appropriate muscles to turn and twist. And then once you have found your edge or your limit, you can bring the left elbow to the right knee. Important that we don't feel as though we need to crank on our spines. So feel the tailbone anchoring down as you turn and twist. And as you come back to center, pick the right leg up for a nice little hip opener. Let's move the hip around, move the leg, and then take it to the second side. Left foot crosses over straight right leg. Get nice and tall. And as you exhale, turn and rotate. You can hold the left knee or let the elbow find the left knee. This particular pose, we can feel like we get a little jammed up in our shoulders and our neck. So make sure you've got space, you've got length in the back of your neck. And coming back, and then pick the left knee up, left foot up. Just rock a little side to side. Scoot the hips forward just so you're right in the middle of the mat. So we come into Navasana, boat pose. Bring your hands behind you. It's important that you don't feel a lot of stress in your low back in this pose. So please keep the hands behind you if as soon as you lift them, your low back takes all of the pressure. Keep the belly pulling in, the heart open. Release the feet. Take the outer edges of the feet to the earth. Let the knees open. Coming into butterfly pose. And then coming back into another Navasana. And squeezing your legs together, keeping the chest open. Navel strong. And yes, a little smile helps. Open the knees, butterfly pose. If you want to fold forward just a little bit here, you're welcome to. We're going to find our way coming down onto our spines. Squeeze the knees into the chest. Make sure the back of the skull is nice and flat on the earth. Taking hold of the back of the right leg. So a little hamstring stretch into the second side. Hold to the left leg. A little hamstring, calf stretch. And feel the shoulder blades really push down like the heels of your feet. Right, so that as you lift your hips into a bridge pose, your shoulders are nice and aligned. You can also hold the outside edges of your mat if interlacing the fingers isn't comfortable for you. Come on down, let the hips hit the earth. Full breath. Knees come into chest. And we're going to take a spinal twist here. Knees are going to drop to the right. Reaching the left arm out of your chest. You can always place a blanket in between the knees too. That can be helpful. And I like to come up on an exhale. I feel like my abdominal wall has a little bit more engagement. We're going to exhale and let the knees drop to the left. Feel this nice rotation of your spine, nurturing all the spinal nerves, all the organs, the vital organs of the body. And let your next exhale bring you back up. Again, some nice little circles. The feet come back down. Find a block. Lift the hips and place the block right up underneath the sacrum. You should feel like you really can allow the weight of the sacrum and the hips to drop into the block, so it should be comfortable. Coming into waterfall pose, a really nice mild inversion, getting the hips above the heart above the head. This is what constitutes an inversion. It's also a really nice, very subtle decompression of the low back. And a great way to give the feet and the ankles and the legs a nice break. Letting gravity pull the bones a different way. Go ahead and squeeze the right knee in and reach your left leg out. Also feel really good in front of the left hip, getting into the psoas and into those deep hip flexors. And switching sides, pull the left knee in. Extend your right leg out. You can hold behind the thigh too if it's not comfortable for you to hold to the knee. One last time, legs reaching up to the sky. Let the feet come back down to earth. Go ahead and move the block out of the way. Let's get as comfortable as we can. I'm taking a little Shavasana here, so feel free if you want to place a blanket under your knees, you're welcome to. And I'm going to be on my back for Shavasana, but know that if you need to, you can always lie over on your side, especially if we feel a lot of discomfort in our low back or anywhere along our spine, lying flat on the earth like this. So allow a nice full body breath to come in. And then try to pause for about anywhere from 3 to 5 counts. Let a nice exhale come out of your mouth. This is a way to invite the parasympathetic nervous system to override sympathetic, so you can really find a nice deep relaxation here. Feeling on the bones of the body, the muscles of the body, the cells of your body. Let's reap the benefits of this short, sweet flow. It's important to never underestimate the power of Shavasana. For these final few moments, see if you can really give yourself permission. Just relax a little bit more. Notice if the eyes want to open, just let them close. And you'll slowly start to bring the movement back. Just very slowly. The knees come into the chest. Finding your way, coming back up to a seat. And this Jnana Mudra, letting the first fingers and thumbs come together. Just taking a couple breaths here, just to close the practice. Just notice anything coming up for you, possibly how this practice shifted anything with your mood or your energy. Hands come to heart. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a lovely day.